What we will do now is directly cut across to India Gate in the national capital. There's a candlelight vigil which is taking place to remember the martyrdom of Lt Ummer Fayaz. My colleague Parbina is joining us live with the very latest from Ground Zero. Parbina, it's over to you. Can you take us through the kind of crowds that have gathered today?
Well, yeah, Preeti, a huge number of youth which have reached here. Just not youth, a lot of crowd has gathered here in India Gate. I think I should show you the visual before anything. If my camera person can zoom and show the other side where, you know, lot of people have gathered here. If you can zoom in and show those visuals where people have gathered here, lighting candles. It has just started. Also on my right, if you can see that, you know, people are lighting candles here and to pay homage and respect to slain Ummer Fayaz. A lot of people are still gathering, still pouring in. A lot of my camera person can pan and show you more visuals and zoom in. So you can see, Preeti, that people are still coming and
in
joining
numbers,
this
how many
candlelight
people would have
here,
gathered? Parbina, how many people would have gathered today?
From what we can estimate at the moment, Preeti, is it would be somewhere around at least 100 to 200, 150 to 200 people who have gathered here at the moment, still sharing and lighting the candles, and then they will settle down. Started, it was 7 p.m. when they had to start it, and hence they're still lighting candles and sharing candles and joining the crowd. People still pouring in. At the moment it would be around 150 or 200, but people still pouring and joining in bit by bit. This evening definitely India Gate looks made to different than any other day. A silence, a sense of solidarity, a sense of you know, to fight, and where what we see is still people joining and yes, you know, sharing the candles here, and it will continue for some time. It has just begun, Preeti. So we're getting the sense that, you know, people will stay here and you know, light candles and sit here for some time now.
So is there, you know, of course people have come here from the national capital, from all walks of life, of their own volition. That we know for a fact, Parbina. What is planned? We do know it's a candlelight vigil, remembering, saluting, celebrating the martyrdom of Lt Fayaz. Can you take us through some reactions? Can you talk to people around you on what brings them here today? What's the driving force that they are here today to light a candle for Lt Fayaz?
Yeah, Preeti, I will just try and get some reaction from young girls, if possible, if they would want to react and share what are they here for. If one of you just can tell us that what are you here for, and when did you come, and you know, what is the purpose of it?
Okay, I'm here just to pay tribute, and I think the way our military or army is being treated, it must stop right here, and government and people together should come up and do something about it. And here I'm supporting Ummer because.
Ma'am, what is one message you're wanting to give this evening? You're here for a purpose. What is that message you would light this candle and want to give to the people of this country?
Well, the message that I would like to give is the fact that our youth needs to get up, needs to act upon this. This is a very serious issue. When we have openings of stores, there are millions of people standing in lines from 2 days, but the turn up which I am seeing from the youths is very, very limited. So we need to get up and act upon it. That's my message for the youth of India.
So you heard them, Preeti. You know, there's a message everybody has here. You know, we need to wake up and we need to stand against it, and we need to protest this cowardly act by these militants, and hence these girls are here, and this is the message from these young girls, and many others still coming, and we'll try to get more
what we're going to do
is... People are still gearing up, people are still understanding, and people still joining in.
You know, Parbina, what we're going to do is we'll give you a minute and all to, you know, go inside, try and get us as many reactions as you can. We can already see banners, posters, celebrating, remembering, saluting the martyrdom of Lt Fayaz. You know, try and get inside, try and get us as much opinion as you can. We can see people holding candles there. We're going to come right back to you in just about a minute. But let's, you know, take our viewers through on what are we witnessing right now at India Gate today. People from all walks of life, of their own volition, gathered remembering the martyrdom, the supreme sacrifice made by the late Lieutenant Ummer Fayaz, the son of Kashmiri soil, a bright young man who excelled in everything he did. 4 days after his death, the mood in his village is expectedly mournful. But the Kashmir youth now have an inspiration to dream big against all odds. We're going to come right back to India Gate, where my colleague Parbina is. You know, the numbers from hundreds are swelling right now. You can see that people coming here with their banners, coming here with their posters, lighting a candle in memory, in salutation, celebrating the sacrifice made by Lieutenant Fayaz.
Days after terrorists brutally murdered India's son, Lieutenant Ummer Fayaz, his bereaved family is still coping with the indescribable loss. It took them 4 long days to break their silence and open up about the void that the brutal killing of their son, their only hope, has left in their lives. Senior officers of the Rajputana Rifle Regiment, to which Lieutenant Fayaz belonged, handed the grief-struck family 75 lakh rupees as Army's ex gratia. Fayaz's father, an apple farmer, humbly accepted the compensation, albeit with a heavy heart.
From my side, he's a hero because he has already, his battle started 5 years back. I would like to give credit to his father and mother, who decided that they will enroll him into National Defence Academy. Our support will be there for the family.
Barely 30 kilometers away at the Army Goodwill School in Anantnag, where late Lieutenant Fayaz studied, students are more determined than ever to defeat the terror backers, the Pak agents and the stone pelters, with hope and a vow to follow what Lieutenant Fayaz set in motion.
There's a way, there's a proper way. We should not pelt stones. We should avoid violence. And non-violence can lead to a greater destiny. हमें एक अच्छा रास्ता, अच्छी मंजिल मिल सकती है किससे अगर हम non-violence को इरेडिकेट कर सकते हैं।
आज़ादी नहीं चाहिए, बल्कि हमें डॉक्टर बनना है, इंजीनियर बनना है, एक आर्मी ऑफिसर बनना है। कभी हमारे यहाँ पर डिस्प्यूट्स हो जाते हैं, हम ये नहीं चाहते हैं।
मैं ये कहना चाहता हूँ कि हम आज़ाद ऑलरेडी है, यहाँ पे हम अमन चाहते हैं सर। ये लोग कश्मीर के लड़के आज़ादी ढूंढते हैं, हाथ में पत्थर लेकर आज़ादी ढूंढते हैं। पिछले साल में तो बहुत ही तालीम पर बहुत ही बुरा असर पड़ा।
Lieutenant Fayaz is India's son, and Kashmiris have shown that terror will not win, will not make them cower in fear. With Shujaul Haq and Ashraf Wani in Srinagar, Bureau Report, India Today.
Now, Lieutenant Ummer Fayaz was the son of Kashmir. He was the son of India, and that is the reason why today the nation salutes him. Let's cut across back to the national capital, to India Gate today, where hundreds of people are pouring in from all walks of life, saluting, commemorating, remembering the supreme sacrifice made by Lieutenant Fayaz. My colleague Parbina right now is right in the thick of this. Parbina, it's over to you. Can you get us as many reactions? Try and speak to people. Why are they here? What brings them here?
Preeti, before that, I'll show you the visuals. I'll show you the visuals here, where around 200 to 300 or could be more than that have gathered here, and they're taking a round around India Gate. If you can see those visuals, everybody with a candle taking a march. We will try to get some voice here. Ma'am, what is the purpose and what is the message you're giving with this candlelight?
The purpose, I believe, is this must stop. You know, when our soldiers are attacked unarmed, I feel this is something, a slap on the government. I personally believe it's a slap on the government. The scapegoats, our soldiers are scapegoats. Strict action, I believe, must be taken, and this should not be let go of.
Strict action must be taken. This is a slap on the government. We'll get more reactions. Ma'am, what is the purpose here? What message are we getting this evening from India?
I think we are here to show solidarity with how these very young boys on either side are just completely destroying everything that we are trying to build. And someone like Umar, who had not even fulfilled his dreams yet, he should have actually been, he could have been a much better leader for Kashmir than just a martyr actually.
I see you're very emotional today. This evening looks very emotional. I've seen many emotional eyes. Is it that you had a personal experience and you can feel this pain more?
Yes, my son is going to join the army, and his course begins in July. And I don't know if with these kind of incidents, how many people will get inspired to come forward, because this is a very high cost we are paying.
So this is a very high cost we are paying. Her son is going to join Indian Army this coming June, and this scares mothers. There's a fear among mothers, but we'll get more voice than speaking. Sir, what is the message you will give this evening, sir? So what is the message one should get? What is the message the government should get from this candlelight this evening?
Jai Bharat Mata ki Jai.
Ma'am, any reaction from you? See, there you see many people not really liking to react, but be with the cause. And
can you go back to that mother there?
Slogans like Vande Martyrdom, and
in midst of these chants, Parbina, that we are hearing of Lieutenant Fayaz Amar Rahe, we can hear those chants. Go back to that mother. She has a son who's aspiring to join the army, and she says that she's scared for him because the cost that the nation is paying is too high, because these are not men who have been martyred in the line of fire. These are men who've lost their lives, who have been martyred for no fault of theirs because of terrorism. Parbina, if you can get that mother back, because that's a heartbreaking picture of the face of this story.
I have an emotional mother here who aspires her son to join army, but she's scared, she fears, and the cost they have to pay for being in Indian army.
I'm not so scared really, because had I been fearful, we would have never, he's my only son, we would have never let him.
You still want your only son to be in Indian army?
Most definitely. My husband is already in the army, he's a serving brigadier, and my son, he would also soon join the army. I'm not afraid of him being there. I'm just concerned about how we will ever inspire people to go into the army. I can see that people are afraid to let their children go already. But if we are going to just make our young boys cannon fodder, this will not help.
Does this kind of fact discourage Indian youth to join army, ma'am?
No, on the contrary, I think people like my son, they want to go all out. He's only tied down by the time he still needs to finish his training, and that's the only thing that's stopping him right now.
So one message you would want to give this evening? What is that one message?
My message is be brave, that's all.
So you heard Preeti,
serving brigadier. That's a serving brigadier right now.
But it has to,
yes, Parbina. We just saw the couple there, which my colleague Parbina spoke to. That was a serving brigadier, and he's got only one message to give out. And like a complete army man, he says, be brave. On the other hand, there's a very worried mother whose son, in just a year, would be an army officer. And she says the cost is too high that we are paying, because these are not men who are being martyred in the line of fire. Terrorism is taking their life for no fault of theirs. They're used as cannon fodder. We continue to get our viewers reactions coming in directly from India Gate. What we are hearing right now is hundreds of people pouring in as we speak to celebrate, to salute, to commemorate, and to remember the supreme sacrifice made by Lt Ummer Fayaz.